There are glaring lapses on the part of the hospital authorities in Jhansi. 10 innocent lives were lost. Who exactly is really responsible for it? Republic Media Network's reporters on the ground did a detailed investigation to find out who's really responsible for it. We have spotted at least 5 lapses. Let's take you through the 5 lapses that our reporters found on the ground. These are criminal negligence, ladies and gentlemen. Expired fire extinguisher. I'll just try and show you here that these extinguishers that you see right now on your screens that were basically found at the hospital premises turns out to be expired. So they were not even supposed to be used. And they were still at the hospital premises. And that's lapse number 1, the criminal negligence, if I may say so. It's the expired fire extinguisher. Let's take you through the others. The other lapses that our team found after doing a detailed investigation. Let's take you through the second. After the expired fire extinguisher, what is it that our reporters have found? Faulty safety alarms. So what you see, the safety alarms that were supposed to go in, that did not work and resulted in a situation that the evacuation could not have been done at the right time. Caused delay in the entire process. There were no emergency exit in the hospital. So what you see right now on your screens right now, these are the emergency exits that were basically shut. So there is a lock here that has been put in place. So there is no way that someone could have actually used these very places to come out. So no entry or exit as far as the hospital entrances are concerned. Poor quality oxygen concentrators. Now, this is on the basis of the report that has already been submitted, the preliminary report that has been prepared. Let's take you through the others that are coming in. Now, these are all the lapses that our reporters have also found after going through the details of it. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 lives have been lost. Could they have been saved had the hospital authorities worked in alacrity? Let's take you through the details of this report that has been filed by my colleague Akil. Let's take you through the details now coming in after the tragic fire, Jhansi Hospital's negligence, which has essentially been exposed. This, ladies and gentlemen, are reporters who have actually entered the hospital and found gross negligence on the part of the hospital authorities. There are no beds. There are broken windows in the maternity ward. These are some of the details that are emerging. We'll try and take you through the inside visuals of the dilapidated maternity ward of the Jhansi Hospital. These are visuals that were taken by reporters on the ground after they managed to enter, where they found that there were no beds. This is all part of the maternity ward. Let me try and see if we can go across to Akil, who's joining us on this broadcast. While we stay full frame with these visuals that are coming in, we'll go back full frame with these visuals. Akil, these are visuals that were taken by you once you had entered the hospital. Help our viewers understand what is it that you witnessed.
Well, Shawan, if you see, it's not just the NICU ward, the neonatal care ward. Apart from that, if you just talk about the hospital in general, the condition of Lakshmi Bai Hospital in Jhansi is very abysmal. If you talk about the maternity basically ward, I went inside the maternity ward and the condition of that maternity ward was not even good. If you talk about the beds over there, apart from bed, if you talk about the mattresses or any appliances over there, so there were several appliances which were broken. Apart from that, if you talk about ceiling fans, what I found alarming that there were 2 ceiling fans of which their wings were tilted. So apart from that, if you see the basic amenities which must be in a hospital was not completely in the correct form. And apart from that, we also went inside to check that whether those fire extinguishers which have been put in place in the maternity ward is still not functioning. So there were several lapses, not just in the NICU ward. Apart from that, we also cross-checked it in the maternity ward. So it raises several questions on the hospital administration that why there are several lapses. Apart from that, the second thing, Shravan, I would like to highlight that if you talk about the investigation part, the investigation is going on at three different levels. First one is a magisterial inquiry has been ordered in connection with the case. Second investigation, which was ordered by the UP Chief Minister, Mr. Yogi Adityanath, in that investigation, which will be done at a divisional level. So the divisional commissioner and the DIG will be part of this investigation, and the report for that divisional inquiry will come out within 24 hours. If you talk about the third prong strategy, the third one will the investigation will be done by the health department, and this is a 4-member committee panel which will submit its report within 7 days. Shravan. Yes, Shravan, back to you in the studio.
Well, in fact, what we will do in a short while from now is going to take our viewers through what is it that you found when you went inside the hospital, the report that you filed a short while back of the condition of the hospital, number one. Number two is with regards to how the authorities essentially responded to this tragedy. Has there an FIR been registered so far? If it hasn't been fired as yet, then why is there such a delay? First, this is a report that was filed by my colleague Akhil when the forensic team had reached the hospital premises.
Simple question, ma'am. Why no FIR has been launched so far in connection with the case?
You should ask the local authorities.
Ma'am, you are a senior authority, ma'am. We have been asking this question to the senior authority as well, local authority as well. Why no FIR has been launched so far in connection with the case?
Please.
Ma'am, why single no FIR has been launched so far in connection with the case? Can we just ask this question to the SSP as well? I'm going to just ask this question to Miss SSP. Why no FIR has been registered? Why there have been 0 FIR? 10, ma'am, just a second. See, ma'am, what has happened that 21, if you see what has happened, that 10 lives have been lost. Why there is no FIR so far in connection with the case?
Inquiry is going on. Inquiry is going on.
Please. But there must be some accountability. There must be some accountability. One FIR must be registered in connection with the case, ma'am. Ma'am, just a second, ma'am. Ma'am, see, here you see, we just questioned the SSP over here, and she is not ready to answer because what we have been seeing that almost 18 hours have passed. If you see what has happened, that the incident took place last night around 10:30 p.m. Since then, what we have been seeing that it's 6 p.m. in the evening, but no single FIR has been launched so far in connection with the case. And the UP police, I just questioned the senior officials in the Jhansi police department, and they have no answers that why not even a single FIR has been registered so far in connection with the case. With video journalist Hitesh Akhil for Republic TV. Just one simple question, ma'am.
अरे एक जो अभी
We have been asking this question to the senior authority as well, local authority as well. Why no FIR has been launched so far in connection with the case?
Please.
Ma'am, why single no FIR has been launched so far in connection with the case? Can we just ask this question to the SSP as well? I'm going to just ask this question to Miss SSP. Why no FIR has been registered? Why there have been 0 FIR? 10, ma'am, just a second. See, ma'am, what has happened that 21, if you see what has happened, that 10 lives have been lost. Why there is no FIR so far in connection with the case?
Inquiry is going on. Inquiry is going on. Please.
But there must be some accountability. There must be some accountability. One FIR must be registered in connection with the case, ma'am. Ma'am, just a second, ma'am. Ma'am, see, here you see, we just questioned the SSP over here, and she is not ready to answer because what we have been seeing that almost 18 hours have passed. If you see what has happened, that the incident took place last night around 10:30 p.m. Since then, what we have been seeing that it's 6 p.m. in the evening, but no single FIR has been launched so far in connection with the case. And the UP police, I just questioned the senior officials in the Jhansi police department, and they have no answers that why not even a single FIR has been registered so far in connection with the case. With video journalist Hitesh Akhil for Republic TV.
Getting in some more breaking news right now. Investigation committee of the UP Health Department has been formed in connection with the fire incident at Jhansi Medical College. 4-member committee has been formed under the chairmanship of DG Medical Education. Investigation committee will give a detailed report of the case in the next 7 days. A 4-member committee now being formed of the UP Health Department to look into the alleged lapses on the part of the hospital authorities. We'll try and see if we can also put out the report that was filed by Akil a short while back about the lapses. One, the doors, the exit route were completely blocked, and the fact that fire extinguishers that were basically kept inside the hospital premises, they were expired. Take a look at this report.
Last night around 10:35 p.m. a tragic incident happened in UP's Jhansi district. Right now you can see I'm just standing at the very hospital where that unfortunate tragic incident took place at NICU, where approximately 54 kids, 54 infants were hospitalized. Here you can see there were two different wards inside that SNCU. Here you can see on the wall of this hospital is written Navjat Shishu Gahan Chikitsalay Kendra. So what has happened that fire basically broke out, and after that there were several infants got trapped, and then what has happened that 10 infants died in that incident. I would like to request my VJ to move forward and show you the visual of this entire area. So what has happened once, because this is the single entry and exit point. After that incident took place, those workers, staff members, apart from that, if you see nurses over here who were present inside that NICU ward, they basically came out through this window. So basically first they broke this window and then they came out through this window, and after that here you can see these are the multiple lapses which has happened last night. If you see, I would like to request my VJ to move forward and show you the visuals of these fire extinguishers. There were very limited number of fire extinguishers which were placed over here inside this hospital premises. Here you can see, I would just like to show some of them. Here you can see the manufacturing date of this fire extinguisher is 10th of June 2024, and the expiry date of this fire extinguisher is 9th of June 2025. And apart from that, if you see, this one was manufactured in 2024 and expiry date of this one is 2025. But if you see, this one was manufactured in 2019. I would like to request my VJ Hitesh to move forward and show you the visual of these fire extinguishers. This was also manufactured in 2019. This was also manufactured in 2019. So it raises several questions on the part of the lapses on behalf of the hospital administration. Apart from that, if you see, this very premises in NCIU wing has not got proper appliances over here and the proper medical care facilities, because if you see the kind of infrastructure, because I would like to move a little bit forward and show you the visual of this attendant waiting room. Here you can see the proper arrangement has not been done. Here you can't even find proper blanket or bed sheet or mattresses over here. The kith and kin of those patients come over here and they just sit on the floor itself. So it raises several questions. If you see the proper light arrangement and the fan, the broken wings of those fans, you can see. So these basically raises several eyebrows in terms of the management facility at this Jhansi hospital. So we'll have to wait and watch for the further investigation to continue in that direction, because if you see, UP Chief Minister Mr. Yogi Adityanath has said he basically has formed a committee, two-member panel committee, which is going to probe this entire matter, which is headed by the DIG of Jhansi range and Commissioner. So both of them will basically follow this probe, and once the report will come out, then only the things will be clearer that what actually transpired at that point in time and what actually led to the incident, which basically resulted in the tragic loss of 10 infants' lives.